Good morning, my dear kids. In today's class, in the chapter The Fluids, we'll discuss some numericals related to the applications of the fluid mechanics. That one. So what all we had, the Bernoulli's theorem. So based on that, I just picked up some good numericals. There's exactly the level of J advance where you don't need any integration. Just the basic Bernoulli's theorem, understand the diagram, understand the situation, and write the equation to get the answer. So these are I think, the trend which is going on in advance where the Bernoulli's theorem, they never asked anything where the mass is involved. So this is something very, very important for us. So let's explore few numericals related to this way of asking questions. Okay, the question. What is filled up in an uniform container of area cross-section A, all of cross-section? Okay, I think better you read it. I'll construct the diagram. We'll just assume that all is made at this particular point. Okay, so this one. Let this be the level. The all be at a depth y. And he has given us a clear picture like 20-meter container is all is made at a this one. So this is something fixed. Let's not bother about this. So a hole is made at a distance, this one. So from here, the water is going to pour. Very simple problem. This one, so the water is going to pour. So let's have a block. So with what speed this block you are going to move that one, so that all the time the jet should go and strike this one. So he's asking to get the speed of this one. So here is that hole. I'll indicate by other color. Yeah. So from here it will emerge. So velocity of block will write VB better. And the velocity of Flex, let it be V. I think if you can think this much, I think you're in better position. So there's a liquid of density rho, or the water, what is saying. Okay, let's write the equation. What is the velocity of Flex?
Rho Tg.
Root of 2gy, that is. Then what height it will at t equals 0, the liquid will be here. After some time t, it will take to go and strike the block. Okay, there's a block. So therefore h equal to g t square by 2. So this time of flight of the jet will become 2h by g. So what you should call this as time of flight of jet. So which is going to strike the, after this time means the liquid which is emerges from the wall will go and strike the block after this much of time. Okay, what is the range? So let me define the range of jet. Range of jet x should be equal to velocity of Flex into this t, velocity of Flex root 2 gy. Then this should be time of flight should be 2h by g. Okay, G gets eliminated, will eliminate G. So then here 2y, 2hy, keep it here. What is h? H equal to 20 meter. 2 root of hy will get it. So now what is velocity of the block? It should be equal to dx by dt, no? So speed of the block. Okay, let's differentiate this. But what is the question that is asked? With what speed the block should be moved such that water stream always hits the block? Means from way to bring that condition now. Way to bring the condition. So let the area of cross section of this hole, let it be A. That of the container, let it be capital A. I will write it here in this way. So dx by dt, I'll bring VB that one, but we don't know what to do with y, no? So therefore, I will keep this VB equal to velocity of the block. What we do is like, we'll differentiate this. Dx by dt equal to 2 root h. So this will be 1 by root y into dy by dt. So this will become 2 root hy.
Sir, that is
dy
1 by 2 root h.
Two gets eliminated. Okay. Yeah. Okay, this will be something I brought it. So this is nothing but velocity of block. Now dy by dt has to be replaced. Try to make notice of this one. How to replace dy by dt? I'll go for the velocity of Flex. So like a flow rate formula. Yeah, speed of the block 1 meter. Okay, good. Yeah. Okay, this applying the equation of continuity, a into minus of dy by dt. This should be equal to a into v. So in place of dy by dt, now shall I bring it? This equation. So dy by dt equal to av by capital A. This I'm going to substitute it. So this you call equation 1, equation 2. So the velocity of the block should be given by root hy. dy by dt, magnitude is what needed. Now what is v velocity of Flex? 2g, 2 root gy. So that y get cancels. Finally, we'll end up with only the terms like small a by capital A, 2g into h. You have to move with this much of speed. Simple analysis. So now what is very important? So instead of asking this, with what speed the jet striking the floor, with what speed the jet striking the floor will be moving on the floor. Means like with what speed the jet striking the floor will move. It will move with a uniform speed. So if you open up this hole, so the point of striking of jet on the ground, will have uniform velocity motion or uniform excited motion or variable excited motion? You have to just select a uniform velocity motion. That's why he just brought a block to tell that information. I think you have to remember this. This is like some sort of like a basic condition. The speed with which the jet strikes the ground, that we know it. But the point of striking, what happened, will move towards the hole with a constant speed. Instead of asking numerical, they may test you with this more than one option. You have to be a little bit careful. Okay. Especially the Bernoulli's theorem, it is very, the fluids know all the time one question is coming, and you can be comfortable, I feel. Buoyancy is one, Bernoulli's theorem is one. These are the two major things. Next, after this, we have the force exerted by the liquid on the surfaces. But you look at the advanced, they avoided all the numericals related to this because all these are integration based, so they avoided. So definitely I can say I can bet on Bernoulli's theorem and buoyancy. I think these are the two very important topics which can be stressed more in advance. Let me have only diagram. Okay, looking at this diagram, we can there is some air present here. And the rest everything is a liquid. And this is also very, very simple. The conditions of Bernoulli's theorem, yes, put it in a very systematic way here. See, students, shall I tell you one thing? Instead of revising some very good numericals, no, you pick up something very odd, which is not at all needed. I think there the total preparation will go wrong. Okay, now I have given different colors. There's the air. Initially the air. So this part is that air. There's the water. The height H2 of the water in the long tube above the top initially. What do you mean by initially? Where the water will not flow? Okay, for that, okay, let me choose. These are the points. 1. Okay, let me write this as 2. This is 3. So what is the gauge pressure of the air? It should be equal to 2 P naught. And the pressure at 2 and 3 should be equal, no? Because they lie on same horizontal line. Let's write equation. Pressure at 2 equal to pressure at 3. The first part, okay, that this will call 1, 2, 3. So for 1, we'll discuss here. Pressure at 2 equal to pressure at 3. Pressure at 2, P naught. The density, let it be rho. I think what is the given? The air trapped above the water surface, the height H naught and pressure 2 B naught, whereas P naught is atmospheric pressure, there is a hole in the wall. Rho be the density of this. Okay, P naught plus rho GH2 plus rho GH naught is equal to pressure at 3 is how much? 2 P naught. The height H2 of the water in the long tube above the top. I think this will be 2 P naught. 2 P naught minus P naught. So this will be only P naught minus rho GH naught all divided by rho G. So this H2 equal to P naught by rho G. P naught by rho G minus H naught. P naught by rho G minus H naught. Okay, this will be our option. Don't get scared. Nothing is there in the problem. You have to, the pressure at this point should be equal to this particular thing initially. Okay, now the speed with which water comes out of the hole initially is now I'll open the hole, it will start coming out. So what should be the pressure at this point? It is exposed to atmosphere, no? The pressure at this point. So now what shall we do? We'll apply the manometric equation between these two. So the same 3, I'll okay, 2, 3, we took it. Okay, we'll take this as 0.4. 0.4 and 5. 4 is what? Just inside the liquid. 5 is exposed to air. Here also air will be present. Now between 4 and 5, you apply it. Bernoulli's theorem between 4 and 5. Pressure at 4 plus energy will be same, U, plus what is the state of liquid there at rest, pressure at phi, U, and the liquid will emerge out with a speed, V phi, I'll write it. Pressure at 4, how much it is? 2 P naught plus rho G, the height will be H1 minus H naught equal to pressure at 5 P naught rho V phi square. Solving will get the velocity of Flex. Okay, this will be P naught plus rho G H1 minus H naught. V phi square will be 2 P naught by rho plus rho will get cancelled. So 2G H1 minus H naught. Okay, this is the velocity of Flex at all. You need not to do anything. Just we have to apply the between these 2 points. Bernoulli's theorem between 4 and 5. Okay, next after this, the height of the water in the long tube above the top when the water stops coming out of the wall in the long tube. To what height it will be there?
Sir, at 3 atmospheric pressure acts, sir.
At 3, what is the atmospheric pressure? It will 2 P naught, no? Due to this air only, the pressure will come. 3 is inside, 3 is inside. Here. Huh? Okay, the last part. The height of the liquid is telling. The height of the liquid from the top. The height of the water in the long tube above the top when the water stops coming it. And I'll bring the small diagram so that it'll be easy for you. From the top is telling from the top. Okay, the water stops coming. I think I can't. Okay, I'll try. What is there? If I can share this. Okay, I removed this water where the water stops coming out. Then there's everything will become air. There's everything will become air. So we'll make the problem a little bit very systematic. The water now stops flowing out here. Okay, then everything will become now air. So what is that height that is being asked? Okay, what is that height? So that the top from the top. Okay, we don't know this. This I'll call Y. And what about this? This will be H1. So the pressure at this point and this point should be equal, no? So 4, 5. I'll bring 6 and 7. You have to construct a diagram of this kind. It will be very easy. Now write the equation. You'll get answer very. Rather than fighting in the question. So if you can imagine this, I think you'll be in better position. Now the water stops coming. No water. Water will not flow here. What should be the pressure here? Pressure of air will be P naught. This is the main idea. Sir, how come? What is the outside air? Pressure P naught. So the density of liquid, let it be rho. Now we'll start the manometric equation now. Pressure at 6 should be equal to pressure at 7. Third part of the problem. Pressure at 6, P naught plus rho Gy plus rho Gh1 equal to P naught. So y equal to minus H1 I'm getting. What do you mean by y equal to minus H1?
Sir,
Yeah.
According to Pascal's law, if they both are connected, the water level should be same, no?
So that's what I'm writing finally. Y should be equal to minus H1 means the level of water should come here. The pressure at this point should be equal to pressure at this point, no?
Yes.
So therefore, just you can put it, what should be the level of that particular thing means y equal to minus H1. So that the level of this tube should be equal to H1 here.
Understood.
That one I'm showing by equation, yeah. Or just put, don't show water here, bring it to till here. So how much it should fall is telling. So what is the question? The height of the water in the long tube above the top, when the water stops coming out of the hole. Means from the top, if I measure it, means it will come here. So minus H1 is what I should interpret. This is the top now. Oh. So from the top, minus H1 means the water level should be till here only. Very simple. You should not solve by looking at it, you can tell it. Okay, this one. These are very important. I feel like maybe students may not like a very easy problem. So it's not like easy or tough here. Is there any good concept is involved? Yes, that's what you have to accept now. We'll take the next one here. So I had to pick up very problems which will help you to understand concept, not to impress you. Because I can bring some Olympiad problems. Okay, you lose confidence, finish over. So that's why I'm very specific about the last moment preparation. I'm least bothered about whether student understood. So I'm bothered about the final advanced exam. Finish over that one. Efficiency matters a lot. The way you prepare things, everything. Okay, no. Read the question. It's a very simple idea. The air will rush. Air flows through a horizontal venturi tube. Okay, the 2 points is what will define it. One, this is the 1.1, 0.2, and let this be 0.3. So the air will rush. So by the time the same air which is moving here, the same air which is moving here will have different speed when it arrives here. And because of this, what when the water should rise. So what conditions will prevail so that the water from this tank starts rising. So, but we know what is the pressure at this point. Should be P naught, no? So what do you expect the pressure at 0.2? Pressure at 2, if it is less than P3, then the water will flow from higher pressure to lower pressure. So let's not bother like so water will rise or water will fall. The liquid will always allow to flow from higher pressure to lower pressure. So as the air rushes, so now without air rushing, what is the situation? Pressure here P naught, here P naught, here P naught. So water will rise. No, nothing. Water will not rise because there's no pressure difference. The liquid will always allow to flow from higher to low pressure. Now, as I rush the air, by the time the air rushes here, by the time air arrives here, its speed will increase. because here A1, it will have a speed V1. Here the speed will increase, then energy of the air remains constant. Then if kinetic energy has increased, means the pressure energy should decrease. So the pressure at this point now will become less than P naught. Now the water starts rising up. I think this was the condition of siphon, everything what we discussed. I just brought the numerical in either way here. So let the speed of the water at 1 be V1. Here let it be V2. So now flow rate will apply it. Q1 equal to Q2. So Q1 equal to Q2 means A1 V1 equal to A2 V2. A1 and A2 are given, and find the flow rate of the air through that one. This everything should be equal to Q. Okay, applying Bernoulli's theorem. Applying Bernoulli's theorem at 1 and 2. Bernoulli's theorem at 1 is equal to P1 plus rho V1 square equal to P2 plus rho V2 square. P1 should be the, in general, we'll take the pressure P naught. Just needed to draw the water. That was the question that is asked like this. So what is the pressure? No, okay, finally, V1. So the pressure at 1 will be P naught. Okay, what we know, we have to bring the flow rate into the picture. So therefore here, what is the one more condition? Nearby question, I'll write it. How to bring that flow rate? V1 can be write as Q by A1 whole square. V2 as Q by A2 whole square. Now what to do with P2? Let me write manometric equation. P2 plus rho GH minus P3 equal to 0. When the liquid will rush, when P2 is less than P3, no? So in fact it is. Are you noticing? And what is the pressure at 3? Pressure at 3 should be P naught. Now you can ask questions, sir. How come? Very important this is. What is the pressure at this point? It is a free surface, no, exposed to air, no, here, atmosphere. So what do you expect pressure at this point? Should be P naught. Okay, got it. It should be equal to P naught. So P2 equal to P naught, sorry. P3 equal to P naught. This is a very important idea. So therefore P2 equal to P naught minus rho GH. Just the water should be able to rise. So therefore I'm equating the pressures here. So now P2 I can replace that. Then we know all the things except unknown is what? Q. So therefore the substituting this rho by 2 Q square I'll take outside. A1 A12 square. P2 value is how much? P naught minus rho GH. So P naught gets eliminated, solving for Q square equal to rho also get cancelled. So 2GH by A1 A2 whole square by A1 square minus A2 square. Okay, I'm directly solving it. You have to make observation. The under root of this. Oh, sorry. Density of liquid here. Density connected, the construction is connected to a water tank. Density of liquid rho naught. This will be other density. This will be other density. Rho naught, I think this will not get cancelled. Q square will be P naught get cancelled. So rho naught. So the value of this will be 2 rho naught GH A1 square A2 square rho. Very simple idea. So what is the concept involved? The air which is air pressure P naught, which is having a speed, the air which is rushing at the point 1. So by the time it arrives here at 2, it will acquire speed V2. Then the energy should remain constant. So kinetic energy got increased. The pressure energy should decrease. Now the pressure at point 2 will fall below the atmospheric pressure level. The pressure at this point is P naught. So the liquid will flow from higher to lower pressure. So the liquid starts rushing up. These are some instruments, different types of instruments are there. So just stick on to flow rate, manometric equation, Bernoulli's theorem. I think the all maximum things will revolve around these ideas only. P naught, rho naught, you may get confused, and I'll write it things clearly.
Sir, once again, can you explain left-hand side?
This one, huh?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, pressure at 2, P2 plus rho naught GH. The density here is rho naught. Huh? So P2, manometric equation, P2 plus rho naught GH minus P3 equal to 0. Okay.
Yes, sir.
The instruments, see, actually, sir, like how come this we have not studied? All these instruments work on the Bernoulli's theorem and the flow rate and the manometric equation. So any of the instrument, though we discuss only 2-3 in our syllabus are there, but he can bring any of the equipment here. So don't get scared with the equipment. The Venturi tube only just modified here. So don't scare about the equipment. Almost all the equipment, they just work on the same principle. The mechanism will be a little bit different here. Okay, now, so here by applying the flow equation of continuity, so we will get A1 V1 equal to A2 V2. The speed of the liquid at 1 is V, that is given. So therefore, solving for V2, we'll get A1 V equal to A1 V by A2. Then there's a tube is what which is inclined. So here the small elemental volume of the liquid delta V is what we have taken. So as the liquid flows, work will be done by the adjacent layer of the liquid. So then as this elemental volume of liquid moves from 1 to 2, there'll be change in kinetic energy of it. Because here that elemental volume is having V1, speed V1, here it is having speed V2. Then it also has rise to certain height, so there'll be increasing gravitational potential. So therefore, work done by the adjacent layers of the liquid on that elemental volume is equal to change in kinetic energy plus change in potential energy. Then change in kinetic energy of dm is the mass of that elemental volume. So of dm v2 square minus v1 square. Then increase in gravitational potential will be dmg h2 minus h1. So then replacing v1 by v, replacing v2 by v, and solving will get the work done. Okay. Okay, I think better read this. Okay, somebody reminded me. Okay, thank you. I read this question. Don't bother anything about the content here. Like maybe little bit the so much is given, you may get scared. Very simple. Okay, the first part, the part is very simple, just based on the equation of what should be the volume flow rate so that pressure of the fluid at the end B reduces half of its value at the end B. So should we apply the Bernoulli's theorem? So here, let the speed of the liquid be VA here. Here VB. So then the pressure at A plus kinetic energy at A should be equal to pressure at B plus kinetic energy at B. The pressure at A is off of it, NP naught. What is the condition given? I don't know. Okay, NP naught. Okay, yes, given that value, NP naught. The kinetic energy of the liquid here will be half rho VA square. This should be equal to NP naught by 2. Let the flow rate be equal to Q. And this should be equal to, what should be the value of this? This should be equal to pi R1 square VA. Can we replace VA and VB in terms of Q? Solve it, you'll get the required answer. Nothing to do here. Hardly there is any big issue is there. So NP naught minus NP naught. So it will become NP naught by 2 of rho V1 square. So like a VA square. VA square will be Q by pi R1 square. Solving for the Q will get the required answer. I think this will become Q equal to pi R1 square, R2 square. One term will come outside. Then NP naught by rho R1 to the power of 4 minus R2 to the power of 4. Simple calculations. The 2 gets eliminated there. Okay, the first part very easy. If the entire system is kept in a gravity-free space and the net force on the nozzle due to the fluid flow is F, then determine the minimum radial pressure that should be applied on the clamp so that nozzle remains in place. Coefficient of friction between the clamp and the nozzle is mu. Let's see. So what will happen here? The fluid which is flowing, it will try to push that clamp. The fluid which is flowing, no, it will try to push the clamp. But the friction which is there, no, it will avoid. So he is telling, if the entire system is kept in free space and the net force on the nozzle due to the fluid flow is F, the liquid which is flowing will exert a force. I'll have to bring the diagram, no other way. Here is what I think your trouble will start now. So let's see that how you. What direction the liquid will flow? The liquid will flow in this direction. So it will exert force. Okay, this one. In what direction the flowing liquid will experience a force. So therefore the force F will be on the nozzle will be like this. Then it should be balanced by a frictional force. Mu n, I'll write it. Mu F again will get confused. Now what is that F? Liquid flow, I'll write it. In what direction the liquid will rush? In this direction. The nozzle will expend force in this direction. So they should be balanced by the friction. Okay, till here, okay, no problem. But what is the question that is asked? Determine the minimum radial pressure that should be applied on the clamp so that nozzle remains in place. Who will apply that radial force? The liquid only. Because from there that normal reaction, because gravity free space is telling, because of gravity free space. So then from where that normal reaction will support normal reaction due to the radial force. So the N is provided by radial force exerted by liquid. So on the nozzle, what we see is, if I take this as a nozzle, the liquid will be exerting a force in this direction. Agreed. It's like exert a force. So due to this, from the air, the normal reaction will come into picture. In turn, the nozzle, there's what force exerted by the liquid on the this one clamp. You can say this one. Quotient of friction, I think you are able to understand. Nozzle and the clamp here. Okay, this is a nozzle. The nozzle open due to the liquid, it will try to move. The clamp will not permit. How to get the pressure? I think there, if you know the pressure, the liquid will exert a pressure here. The pressure force only will become N, no? This one. So here we'll write it P into A. So this N should be equal to P into A. What is A? Area of cross section there, pi R1 into B. You see the width of that he has given. Hope I think I'm giving enough diagrams, at least through this you should be able to understand. So the liquid here will be exerting a force. Then what is the pressure? What is the pressure equal to? Pressure should be equal to N should be equal to, this is P. What is area? 2 pi R1 into B. So F is defined for us. So mu N equal to F. So in place of N, I'll bring that one, P 2 pi R1B F. So what is the expression for pressure? F by 2 pi mu R1B. This should be the pressure. Radial pressure here. So shall we call this a radial pressure? Little bit a student has to put effort through the diagram. So I think I'm showing clearly here radial force, the liquid will exert a force. So this is a liquid here, write it here. Okay, there's a one part of the problem. Part B. If a small hole is punctured anywhere on the thinner part of the nozzle, close to the NB, what should be the volume flow rate of the liquid fluid so that it does not gush out? What do you mean by gush out? Will not overflow. The meaning of gush out, huh? You have to be very careful about this. Now, what do you mean by small hole? The liquid should not emerge through that hole. So when that can happen, we'll take the same diagram. I'll go to the next part. I have a place here. Let's come for this one. I think we have a place. I think you can read it. So I'll bring to the. So small hole is made here. I'll put with the red color, that'll be sufficient. Here small hole is made, so that the liquid should not rush out. Here pressure, let it be 3.3, I'll put it. Small hole. Okay, the liquid should not emerge through that particular point. What should be the flow rate? What is the pressure at B? Pressure at B should be P naught. And what should be the pressure at that particular, what should be the pressure at that point? So somewhere 0.3 is what we are taking. Pressure at B is P naught, and what should be the pressure at 0.3? Should be less than P naught, no? But again, what is the biggest problem is like, what is the pressure at this particular point? Is NP naught. That liquid only will rush here. And N is what, like N can be off of that one, reduced to the half of its value at A. So N can be off of it. So what is the pressure here? Will be NP naught. By the time it arrives at 3, it should have pressure in such a way that it should not float. So what should be the pressure? NP naught. NP naught itself should be less than P naught. What should be the flow rate is telling? Hope you are able to understand now. So now pressure rate energy P3 plus rho V3 square by 2 should be equal to, this should be equal to P2 plus rho V2 square by 2. What should be the flow rate is asking. Again, the flow rate has to be same. So it should be equal to so that it not gush out. No, I think the conditions pressure at A will be NP naught only. Pressure at P2 should be P naught. Oh, fine. I think I'll do one thing. Here between 3 and B, it will have same. The velocity must be same. Okay, I just make correction. Flow rate is asking, no? Yeah. Q1 equal to Q2 equal to Q3. Let that be equal to Q. This is what we have to find out, some Q dash. Okay, I think Q naught will say. Then new problem it is, third part we are discussing. Then I'll apply between 1, 9, because at 2, 3, that will be same, and we know V2 equal to V3. Let me apply Bernoulli's theorem between 1, 9, 3. The problem will be solved. Pressure at 1 plus rho V1 square by 2 equal to pressure at 3 plus rho V3 square by 2. I think V2 equal to V3, and you can bring that in terms of flow rate here. What is a V1? What you can write it as? Q naught equal to pi R1 square V1. Q naught equal to pi R2 square into V3. Replace now V1, V3 in terms of that. And what should be the pressure at 3? Pressure at 3 should be equal to P naught. Hope everyone is able to understand. Even I too got confused initially. Then later on, I made it here. So pressure at 1 will be how much? NP naught. So what should be the flow rate now? The Q naught, new flow rate is asking. So NP naught rho by 2. V1 will be Q naught by pi R1 square. P3 is P naught. V3 will be whole square it is a Q naught by R2 square whole square. Solve for now Q naught, you'll get the required answer. If the pressure at that particular point at 3 if it is less than P naught, the liquid will not overflow. The hole is made. What is the strict condition? Just equal to P naught also we can manage, no? If the flow rate is just less than Q naught, it's enough. Okay, I'll put a condition here. Liquid at small hole will not overflow. I think this will be more justified statement. I'm putting it. So there's a minimum what happen. I'll go for equal to Q naught. If Q naught is less than that, okay, still the liquid will never come out here. We'll take the next one here. You discuss, you work out this. Let me go for this one. So some good problems are there. This one, very simple problem. I'll come to that later on. First, let me finish off this some very good fundamental one. A spherical ball of radius r is placed think further. Some correction is needed. The water will come into picture. So everywhere the water will exert a force like this, no doubt. The liquid will exert a force. The water will exert force on the ball. The resultant force exerted by the water on the ball let it be upward by the water on the ball. FNL call it. The weight of the liquid will act. The weight of the ball, sorry, weight of the ball, and also the weight of the liquid, no. Even the weight of the ball is also will be there, and it should lift also that amount of water. This is finally very important, which most of us will try to forget it. So this F should be equal to now mg plus weight of the liquid. Mg is the weight of the ball. Weight of the liquid inside it, 2/3 rho into 2/3 pi R cube into G. Now, what is this F? Find the mass of the container. What is this F? The force exerted by the water on the bowl, by the horizontal surface on the bowl, that one. So we know this is R. So how to calculate this force? So the same force, what happens, the liquid will exert on the surface. No? In turn, the surface will exert force on the water. Here we are bothered about the water. The surface, the liquid will exert force on the surface. Surface will exert force on the liquid. And the liquid will, what happen? Liquid come, the ball will be lifted up. I think this is the major problem. So if you have to go for a free body diagram, it'll be like this. This is a liquid, this is a surface. Now what we see is this, the liquid will exert a force on the surface. In turn, the surface will exert force on the liquid. That F is what I'm showing it. And it will exert force on the liquid. Liquid is in contact with the bowl. So altogether, what happened? The weight of the liquid plus weight of the bowl has to be lifted up. Then how to calculate this F? F is given by pressure into area. So pressure is how much? Rho gr. This is pi r square. This I'm going to substitute here. Pi rho g r cube. Solving for this, we'll get the mass of the thing. Pi rho g r cube minus 2/3 pi rho g r cube equal to mg. G get cancels. So rho pi r cube you can take outside. One minus 2/3 into m.
Sir, can you explain how did you get F, sir?
F is the force exerted by the liquid on the surface. In turn, the surface will also exert because the water is leaking out through the gap there. So altogether, what happens? The surface will try to lift the water come the bowl. That's the question. Now you can ask questions, sir. How come pressure? Because here all is there. Pressure is P naught here. What will be the pressure? P naught plus the pressure plus here the atmosphere is there, no? So therefore we need to small hole from here. I'll pour the water. As I keep on pour the water, then at one particular point, the surface what happens is going to lift the water come the bowl. A little bit tricky here, the condition. I will take the I think these are some very important thing. So whenever the liquid will come into picture, so here altogether the gate, it will experience two forces. One, vertical force, the other horizontal force. The resultant force, how it should act here. And I'll take the separate one diagram. I'll try to explain everything in the diagram. It'll be much easier. So the liquid will exert a force on the gate. That is the vertical. Fi. The liquid will also exert force on the gate net in this one. How the resultant force should act? The resultant force should act such that it should pass through point 2. This is the net force. There's a net force exerted by the liquid on the gate here. Why it should pass through O? Because how the liquid will exert force, it will exert force normally. then how this normal force should pass through point O. If you're still not getting, actually what you have to do is like all the forces what you show it, if you resolve that, or also like you produce it back, all what happened will act through the point O. Therefore, the resultant force should pass through the point O. The line of action of that should pass through the point O. How to get this F net? F net is what is F net we should define? Net force exerted by liquid on the gate. So which is equal to resultant of Fx square plus Fy square. So what is Fx square that we have to calculate? What is Fy square? So what is Fy? Fy should be equal to weight of the liquid. So it's a cylindrical gate. So I think you are how the gate appears like this. Okay, there's a point to only the cross section, and it is hinged here. There's a plane diagram. This will be the 3D diagram. This will be your gate. Inside everywhere, liquid will be present. Again, you should, here the liquid is present. First, understand the situation. Writing equations very easy. Don't bother. Within another 1 minute, I'll end up this problem. We have to understand what actually it is. And this part will be metal gate. Okay, no. Okay, there's the water, no? Hope everyone is able to understand at least the liquid. So what is weight of the liquid here? How to calculate the weight of liquid? I think 1/4 of the cylinder. What is the length L? The length L is this one. This is R. I think now it's very easy for you if you have a diagrams of this kind. So what is the 1/4 of the volume of cylinder is what the weight of liquid? Density rho. Density is rho pi R square L 4G. Okay, there's a one thing. Okay, no problem with the Fy. What about Fx? How to get horizontal force? Shall we integrate? Because we are very good in maths. So what shall we do? We'll assume a strip here. First, we'll calculate force on that. Then its horizontal component. Then we'll integrate. So instead that, we can just go for the effective area. So what is the height of the liquid? It is equal to R. So height of the liquid is equal to R, no? Then shall we go for the average pressure into area? The horizontal force should be equal to average pressure into area. What do you mean by average pressure? What is the pressure at this point O? Will be 0. What is pressure at C? Rho GR. Okay, I'll define that. What do you mean by average pressure? 0. Pressure at C is rho GR. What is the average pressure? P naught plus PC by 2. So therefore, this will become rho GR by 2. We are assuming neglect atmospheric pressure. Neglect weight of it and calculate the tension in the cable. So neglect atmospheric. Okay, fine. Okay, what is the area? Area here, area means here better write effective area. You have to write it as effective area it is. What is the effective area? I think R into L or L into R. But sir, it's a curved one. The effective area, you're going to see like a rectangular plate here. So this will become rho G L R square by 2. Okay, I think the problem till here is what? The resultant of these two is what we needed. That is F is equal to Fx will be rho G L R square by 2 whole square plus this will be no, but what was the question? The question was not to get this force, no? Tension the cable. No, what this particular about 0.2 it is inched here, no? So here you are going to bring a condition now. So let me write it R. So this net force will exert a torque about this is an inch. And the tension the cable here will act in this direction. So it's in equilibrium. Is asking neglect the weight of the gate. So therefore, who will balance the torque due to the liquid F net into R will be balanced by torque due to tension. Okay, then after this, we don't know that angle, what to do. This will be perpendicular. Can we bring theta? Here something I'll define theta. If I define this is theta, 90 minus theta, 90, this will be theta. Okay, if I can do that, okay, this let me call this is some A, B, C, D. I can bring the small r in terms of capital R. But we don't know theta, how to bring theta. Anybody? I want from students really this theta.
So tan theta equal to Fy by Fx.
Yeah, that one from this triangle is there. So we are going to write tan theta as Fy by Fx, that one. We know Fy and Fx. From that we'll get the theta. From the theta, we'll get sin theta, cos theta. Then we can manage here. I'll write down the equation. Simple problem. You see that simple problem. We maximum questions that are there in advance. We don't have any integration based in fluids. This is very important. So you are at the last stage of the preparation. So pick up problems which are really useful for advance, not like knowledge oriented. So keep all the knowledge aside. You should just bother about like what best is suitable for exam. Tan theta equal to Fy by Fx. Fy value we know, rho pi r square L G by 4. Fx is how much? Rho G, rho L r square G by 2. Pi by 2. Yeah. Tan theta equal to pi by 2. Now we can write the net torque. The net torque on the gate about C should be equal to F net into R should be equal to T into capital R. This will write it here, capital R. It'll be easier. On the gate, about inch C must be 0. Further, let me minimize. I'll write it here now. So this should be F net into R clockwise, tension into R anti-clockwise equal to 0. Value of F net we know. So small r has to be determined. So what is the small r? cos theta. So this will become r cos theta equal to T into R. So we know value of F net. I made changes here. Substituting and solving will get, but smaller I brought, I think cos theta. What to do with cos theta?
Given, sir,
Given a cos theta. Okay, yeah, fine.
equal to
1 by 2, approximately 1 by 2. I think solving all this will get expression for tension. F net, oh, very big, huh? This one.
F net by
we'll get tension equal to rho GL R square by 4
Rho G L
L R square by 4 into root of
1 plus
pi square by 4.
I don't have answer. I think finally. Pi by 4 will come there inside. Yeah, we'll make this answer. I just had only question. Okay, so this will be our answer. So now there are many ways are there. You can see that there are many ways are there. So try to work out fluid Bernoulli's theorem, buoyancy, the priority, viscosity, surface tension, elasticity. Then come for force exerted by the liquid on the surfaces. But maximum questions will end up of this sort of thinking only. Very less the integration based are there. So in the end, you can revise. Weekend exam, they may go, but final exam, they'll try to avoid the integration based questions, calculus based questions. So that you have to be very careful. Okay, tomorrow I'll come with, I think, few more problems left over. So tomorrow we'll work out them. Yeah, everything will come in app. I think everything will be updated. Sure. Okay, I'll end up the class. Yeah, I'll cover viscosity also. Viscosity, surface tension, elasticity, fluid mechanics, everything I'll cover it. Okay, kids, thank you very much for showing interest in learning science. Okay, tomorrow I'll come with few more, some better simple numericals, which are exactly needed for advance. Okay, thank you very much.